All right, good morning and welcome to our channel Princess It. Today is the 9th of June 2025, and we bring you an updated information. This information was supposed to have been passed yesterday, but there was some hiccups and I couldn't relate it to us. It was part of the outflow of the delivered message yesterday, and this in its own uniqueness is all about specifications and reasons why the disbursement might not take place within the week. I'm going to break it down for us to understand. It's a good news. The week before then, we intimated us that there is going to be a good news within the week we are entering into that came suddenly from OSIM. If you could remember, some of you possibly could relate to this, you'll understand that I give you an intel to this particular fact, that the week we are entering to is a week of good news. And I probed to know actually what it was, but it was silent. That's going to be a surprise package, and that is the week we have entered into. We've gotten the good news yesterday that a validation and a deadline has been given. I don't want to break in everything, all right, but a deadline has been given for the fund to be distributed to all and sundry, and that's a good news, as you know. Yes, but this week also came in with a lot of public holidays in between them, almost 2 or 3 or thereabout. So I want to specifically take this moment to affirm that despite that many of us have held on to this promise with quiet confidence, the disbursement is still very much a settled deal, and it's about stakeholders. You understand? All of this now is about stakeholders, and when we talk about stakeholders, beg your pardon. When we talk about stakeholders, we know that once the fund is handy with the stakeholders, then the rest is just is a go-to. So there's nothing to worry about that. So all of these are disbursements to stakeholders. When we mean stakeholders, these are the grant handlers, the likes of UAAG, Theobald, Supreme, Centrator Foundation, and Midwest Improvement Program, and the rest of them like that. These are the stakeholders. So it has not been revoked. No. It has never or neither been derailed or jeopardized in any official capacity. The process is not in limbo. Rather, it is in motion. The wheel is in motion. And though not at the pace that we may desire, because left to us, we would definitely want it to be yesterday. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So every day is more like a day's tale to our expectations. So we would definitely want it to be yesterday or the day before, but then the delay does not mean denial. It's merely a brief extension because of the internal lags within the week, which I'm still going to piece them piece by piece. You understand? So it's just a brief extension of timeline, which is actually governed by some national logistics and operational constraints. So the today fresh information or insight update from the credible internal sources and stakeholders is a report that nothing has gone wrong and we are still on track. Our collective expectations are very much valid. The machinery for execution is still intact and in the background. But based on these critical observations and realistic considerations, I must tell you honestly and transparently that the extension is only for next week. All right. And the possibility of it coming within the week is a little bit slim, because we just have 2 days of free activity within the week. Now, first, this stems from logical reasoning and structural limitations within the week, which is today, which is Monday, was already declared or has been declared as a public holiday for the Muslim faithfuls, and this has limited some institutional and banking activities across the board. Then secondly, the Thursday has also been confirmed as a public holiday. That should be, I think, June 12 or thereabout. It's also a political day, and that has further shortened the functional business week. And then thirdly, this leaves us only Tuesday and Wednesday, which is a mere 2-day window for the execution of extremely sensitive and large-scale administrative procedures that cannot be rushed or half measured in any way. So Friday is traditionally a non-intensive work day, especially within banks or banking sectors and government parastatals. And many officials wind down early, even on Friday. It's almost like a half day precisely, because even the Muslims goes to pray, and some of them might not return and all that. So many offices wind down so early, and approvals processes also tend to be postponed to the coming week or the following week, especially on Friday. So beyond banking hours, there are some agency protocols and stakeholder synchronization efforts that must align before deployment can also take place. These are synergies that just must take place. It wouldn't be nice somebody gets an alert, someone is spectating on, or someone is crying bitterly, "Oh, I have waited for this long." Eventually the person will say, "Why don't you wait until you finish every protocol? Why can't you just be, after all, I've been waiting. Is it just a few days that is involved that I cannot wait?" They blame the system. They blame the people that have been working behind the scene at every minute, every hour of the day. So these processes require strict coordination, verifications, and some clearances, and in some cases, some appendings, that cannot be secured just within the fragmented work week that we have within this week. So given all these, it would be administratively inefficient and also operationally impractical to commence disbursement this week. Now, that is not to really follow or align. Though in perspective, you could also say, what's the name? Pastor Donald Obasi Okorie dropped something yesterday, and but did not give us reasons. He talked about disbursement that happened within the week, but there was no reason to that. See, me, I'm personally detailed when it comes to, don't just drop a message that could send somebody to the hospital without you giving or trying to pad it in such a way. There are elderly people within the grand ecosystem, and I discovered that more over time, being able to relate deeply personally with people that would never have come on social media or YouTube to watch or to listen to anything, because their time is not now. Not just the Gen Zs that are always over with their phones, their internet and all that, but there are some people that their gratuity, their pension, their lifelong earning was dropped into this. And why you see them coming on social media and they have become like the Gen Zs is just because of this grant. And so those ones need explanation. You don't just drop a word like you are dropping a word for Gen Zs and just somebody would die. Or you just breaking like that. If it's a bad news, you don't know how to. Even somebody die for somebody, you don't just break the bad news just like that. And so much more. We are not a channel of bad news. So there should be some level of dissemination capacity and wisdom in practical to be disseminated to those who need this information. You understand? So given all this, it would be administratively very much inefficient and impracticable to further the disbursement within the week to the stakeholders. Don't forget, to the stakeholders. All of these, I know we still get some questions coming from some of our organs that, we talk about disbursement within the week or next week coming. In the last message yesterday, I said next week, all right? But the good news broke forth this week. Now, why haven't I gotten the money? Those are the questions that we might receive. You said disbursement is coming next week. Why haven't I received? Next week came and passed, but I didn't get an alert. When we say stakeholders, you are not a stakeholder. In this perspective, I've explained this before. All of us are stakeholders because our investment is there. A stakeholder is someone who invested, whether it's time, his money, his fund, his services into a system or a scheme. That means he's holding a stake in that scheme. But these are wrong use of appellations or nomenclatures within the grant ecosystem, just like we had from CBN that made CBN to the Central Bank of Nigeria to come out and issue a denial notification to that fact that nothing was attributed to them. Is a wrong use of nomenclature. That is bad enough. And they started using other words for that. So what I'm saying is using stakeholders, could have just said grant handlers, and everybody understands that you don't handle grant, you are an expectant beneficiary. You understand? So I hope that is so clear. So come next week and you don't get alert as a beneficiary, don't start asking questions. They said, but it never happened. It is only for the grant handlers. In fact, let me use the term, it's only for the grant handlers. But know assuredly that once the fund reaches the grant handler, it's just a bypass. It's a bypass. Then you could start talking about yours being funded without any hassle. Let it just get out from the hands of the government, get in the hands of the grant handler, and boom. It's like a spark of smitten steels. Fire will surge. So this is a path ahead right now. It's a time to strengthen our faith, though it might have seemed so frustrating over time. It is important to also see this moment through a broader lens, because delay is not a cancellation at all. It is a divine interval. It's an opportunity for perfect alignment towards the course that we're in expectation of, ensuring that when it begins, disbursement will be comprehensive. It will be on in hand. It will be very impactful to everyone. And by the grace of God, all indications are pointing to next week as a more viable and strategic window for the commencement of this long anticipated disbursement. So I say to you today, do not grow weary. Instead, let us harness this time for reflection, strategic preparations, and above all, some level of intercessory prayers. For it is not by human orchestration alone, but by divine timing, and that true breakthrough would manifest by God's special grace. So let us hold on to the faith and the hope of our expectations, not as wishful thinking, but as an unshakable conviction that our labor, our faith, and our endurance shall not be in vain. I pray with you with all sincerity that no life shall be lost in this waiting window. No hope shall be cut short. And every NGO that is represented here shall also rise stronger, better equipped, and with testimonies of divine provisions for all of us. You shall eat the fruit of your labor, your investment, your time, your accessories, your future, everything. You're going to celebrate not in isolation, but with those who stood beside you during the long nights of uncertainty. Here we are today talking about disbursement. and be encouraged. Take care of your mental and physical health. Stay focused. Some of these things are not spiritual. They are just inability to take care of your health. So take care of your mental health and stay focused. Use this time to prepare your structures for impact. We've talked about it time and time again, because when the doors finally swing open, and they surely will, you must be ready, not just to receive the fund, but to multiply and transform lives. It's not just about you alone, but people around you. Have the mind of fellowship. Have the mind of brotherhood. Have the mind of togetherness. Don't just expect the fund. I'm going to eat it and die. Yes, you will die anyway when the time comes, at the appointed time. But be able to reach out. Have the mind of, okay, I'm going to reach out to bless nations, to bless people around me, to validate structures, to also let it ripple effect in the hearts of people, that it's not just about you alone, but others who are also looking up to you or depending on you. Build people, build nationals. All right. So to all who have waited in faith, who have believed through silence, and they have hoped in the face of delay, your reward is near, and not just near, it's just at the door, knocking at your door. So I wish you congratulations in advance, and because when it comes, it's going to come in abundance with respect and solidarity. This is Princess Seed, the channel with legitimacy of update. If you want to get an up-to-date information, I need to clear my throat to say that. If you want to get an update information concerning grant information, grant expectations, you got to just stay pat here. Click that particular button, or you punch it, okay, or you touch it. All right. And when you touch it, it's going to respond, and when it responds, it's going to give you an intel. Then there is another bell there just beside it. When you click on it, it gives you a drop-down menu. You're going to pick all information. All right. That is to say that anytime we drop an intel, it will pop up at the lintel of your phone. You'll be the first to get it up. That's how majority of us found this channel. It is by punching the subscribe button and hitting on notification bell. Every time we drop, you also get. Thank you very much. We love you, as always we would do. Today is a wonderful Monday, and we go about our activities with our sense of practicality and assurances that the week to come is a blessed week for us. But this is good news already on the horizon. And the sun coming out this morning is a sun of righteousness. Enough for the day is the evil thereof. So redeem the day, for the times are evil. And with this good news, we have redeemed the entire day. It's going to work to our favor. The entire week has been summoned into the realm of the supernatural, and everything is going to work for our good. Lines are falling unto us in pleasant places, and yea, we have goodly heritages. This is our season. This is our time. Thank you very much. We love you, and have a nice day ahead of you. God bless you, and good day.